Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Karaoke Andi here. And today, it's again my absolute pleasure to be here with you, trading the EU session here in Tom's trading room, drinking electrolytes with ice. Always stay hydrated throughout the whole trading session. Well, this is no financial advice. This stream and its recording is for educational purposes only. This stream is governed by the stipulations set out on Tom's website, tradertom.com/disclaimer. We are on the holiday schedule. Today is Thursday, the 21st of May, 2026. So you will have me for the rest of the week and looks like most of next week. Yeah? So, all right, let's get rid of that. Trading with you the Espresso in the DAX. Oh, sorry, 40, 20. Need to do something off camera here. All right. DAX closed at 24,737. We will look at the structure a little bit in a little bit bigger detail after the espresso, because we only have 2.5 minutes before the market opens. I receive a lot of questions, and some gentleman was really asking, what tool do I use to draw these rectangles here? Well, this is the charting package that comes with my with the broker I'm trading with. I believe that most trading platforms come with basic drawing tools, right? So in my case, I use a rectangle, and when I draw that, you see that at the upper, can you see that there? On top of the screen, it shows the height in points, right? So I want to use an 18-point offset to trade the espresso. So guess what? I want a visual guide for that. I don't want to sit there. Okay, the low is 24,656 minus 18 is no. I just put that thing there, and now I have a visual guide. Put my sell short order there, and I can be pretty sure that that is about 18 points offset, right? So but of course you might have different drawing tools or whatever. It's just me using that. It's maybe even a little bit silly, but of course you can just also maybe say, okay, it's 18 points, why don't I subtract 20? Maybe that's easier in the head, and then add back 2 or whatever. I just want to keep it simple, if that makes sense. So no. Orders are in. We open in 7 seconds. I'm not sure I can post that. Ooh. Managed. I managed. Right. Here you see the closing price up here, 24,737. Yesterday was trend day. Was also some significant push higher in the late afternoon. Unfortunately, I was 250% short the Dow and it looked very good, and then that market shot up. Yesterday's US session, we are long DAX, deleting short order. So if you want to see me losing big, yeah, watch the recording of yesterday's US session. So, FTSE, some drawing I need to delete. Okay. Come on, DAX. So, objective met, and from here it's even conceivable that we see a gap fill. So, all right. Because, you know, when it's just a couple points away, that might get filled. The probability that we see a gap fill here is not too low. So, could have deleted that, take profit and just hoped for a gap fill here. But you know, filled fast doesn't mean like filled like instantly. You can still get stopped out on the way. So I rather take the 20. So you can see that is this level even correct? I believe cash high is okay. Let's do that together real quick. So cash high came in at 24,897. So and the low came in at 24,348. Wait a second. Low 24,283. My God. Not completely well functioning here. So overnight high and low look correct. The cash close looks correct. The midpoint is calculated automatically. All right, so yeah, big trending day. This here was probably the new spike, and here the yellow line is the close. Now very tight overnight range, and as you have seen, we have opened a slight gap down. So FTSE printed a first bar positive. FTSE more pronounced gap down situation, closed at 10,432. Also had a trend day. So, and FTSE is printing a first bar positive, so that means we should sell short below. But I have the feeling that FTSE does what FTSE does. Often it's running away. I haven't really looked at, like professionally looked at that, but it seems to me that sometimes just buying the FTSE at the open is a good idea. So I should maybe look into the espresso for the FTSE. Very often you get one or two good bull bars at least. I mean, look at that. So we need the overnight range here. Flip to a 15-minute chart. So I will draw that manually because the automatism here has missed a couple bars lately. So I don't want to. So to me, including that wick that is now overlaid by, a second, can I get that? Yeah, it's better. So let's call that the overnight range. Andi, click here, then you can open the tab in a split view. Now I'm not doing that out of spite, you know. Oh, this is really this is a little annoying here. That's a little bit annoying, I have to say. So you will have to live with that. So maybe FTSE comes down. I will put a sell short order in just in case it does come down. In the FTSE at 10,366.5. So could be that we end up in a boring range bound market after a trend day. Maybe this will be one of those days where there's a lot of story time with Karaoke Andi. So the odds of another another trend day are low. Not like it's zero, but low. While FTSE at least printed 2 consecutive bull bars, DAX is really not doing much. Taking the 20 points from the espresso was probably a good idea. Thomas Dillon, you're asking for the FTSE. Would the offset be on the 10-minute bars? If you, with regards to the espresso, I believe that's what you're referring to. Yeah, exactly. The espresso brackets the 10-minute bar that concludes when the market opens, right? In the DAX, I changed that. That's just me to the 5-minute chart because of the opening auction that around Christmas they changed that in the DAX from 8:55 to 9. 9 would be the DAX open Frankfurt time. And when you look at where DAX trades around 24, 25,000, FTSE trades around 10,000. Yeah, you would need a smaller offset. And conversely, when you use it in the Dow, you would need a larger offset. Hope that answers the question. If I'm rather confusing, tell me. Marian says the cursor is flickering. Yes, even recorded for me a little GIF. Now I can see my cursor flickering. Thank you for that. Yeah, now it stopped, Marian, because I don't have the mouse on the screen. So it probably flickers. Yeah. Because I stream with 30 frames per second and I will try to stream with 60 frames per second. I just don't want to do that this week where I have a full schedule, but rather plan some time with Tom's team outside of these sessions and make sure that it works properly. Don't forget, I'm streaming to 3 outlets here. I'm streaming to YouTube, to Telegram, and to Divergent. Right, and yeah, my Czech internet connection needs to be able to handle that. So you say it's a different resolution. No, I don't believe that. It's probably really the frame rate. Yeah. So CRBN production. Hi Andy, I really enjoyed your stream. I just want to ask, how much % growth of an account do you think is a good amount per month? You can answer in any size, and if 10K US dollar account, how much % is considered good? I want to pursue trading full time. I want to live in Germany. For your reference and easy explanation. If I want to live in Germany, you're talking to somebody who left Germany, my friend. I believe that for traders and for entrepreneurs alike, Germany is a very hostile environment. They just have one of the worst tax regimes imaginable. So if you have any, choose a country with a better tax regime for traders. So that's number one. How about Tom's country? I don't know what Tom's country is. He's Danish. He has worked for City Index, so at least for a while has resided in the UK, I assume. In the UK, you might get away with calling trading a spread betting, and if that's not your main source of income, you might be tax exempt, but I'm not a specialist on that. So Denmark, I don't believe that the taxes there are so much better than in Germany. Any Scandinavian countries for that matter. So that's probably something that you shouldn't ask a tax advisor. I can say that in the Czech Republic, it's okay, it's 15% capital gains tax. So that's what I pay here. Yeah. So how much growth of an account is good growth? I would say any growth. If you don't lose money anymore and actually start making money, maybe work on that, and try to do that at size, right? So I trade here very small size, because guess what? Size is an amplifier. You crank up the size, and all the stuff that you worked so hard to get rid of, the fear, the FOMO, whatever it is, that comes back and comes back hard, right? So that's why, and then try to stream live, brother, in front of an audience. And then you see that size matters. Some people are writing me here like, friend Peter is writing me here. Okay. I want to silence at least mute my phone, otherwise I'm getting crazy here. Hope that answers it. Any growth is good. So if you don't lose money anymore, maybe work on that. Yeah. The old guy, UK, zero tax on spread bets, move to here. Yeah, that is, I think I already made fun of that. But the UK, like an ancient society, very class aware. So there is the upper class, the gentlemen, the lords. They sit there in the upper chamber of your beautiful parliament, right? The House of Lords. I believe they don't have legislative power anymore, but certainly have a lot of influence, and certainly have the power to delay or whatever, you know. And they're very eloquent, very well spoken. But back in the days, you know, of Queen Victoria, you know, probably there were some upper class gentlemen who were engaged in upper class gentlemanly activities. While the ordinary factory worker would just work, they would indulge in horse racing and whatever, and would maybe also place bets on horse races. And and since they had also legislative power, made sure that they wouldn't pay taxes, right, on the, should they win anything from betting on horse races and whatever other gentlemanly activities they indulged in, right? So, yeah, so the UK has kind of kept that till this day, and probably also, expanded that to trading. right? Because we're not trading CFDs here. No, we are betting on the spread, right? It's not like a UK trading platform looks different or is in any shape, way, or form different from CFD trading. It's just called spread betting, right? So betting on spread. That's why it's tax exempt, right? But can't be your main source of income. That's what I learned. No tax advice from me. I'm not an expert, just interested. So. Hey, here, my friend Enis, Bosnia and Herzegovina, we pay 11% on money you get onto your account tax. Whatever amount you get, 11%, and you're done, clean. You get 10% on bank, you pay 1100 to country, and you're clean. Yeah, lovely tax regime. I could like that. FTSE is printing bull bars. Whereas the DAX is stuck in a bloody trading range. I will delete the sell short order in the FTSE. No open orders. No open positions. We'll probably wait for the school run, so can as well focus on the DAX here. Not entirely convinced. I just want to buy the FTSE based on pure price action, because if I did, I should have for any reason buy and close a bull bar or whatever. I just went up. So, okay. French news were bad. Marian, my friend, the DAX doesn't really care about French news. I swear to God, it will not even care about that the German news release here. That is just overrated. The only, yeah, forget about it. It really will not do anything. The only thing that the market will really react in a violent way is big news night, FOMC, is CPI, PPI, and the rest is yeah. Yeah. Right. Not trading the Cacaron here. Yeah, so French news is really nobody cares in the DAX. That's about the German economy. So Martin, hi Andy, thanks a lot for your efforts, learning a ton from you. So in Czechia you only pay 15% even when it's your main source of income. Czech guy asking, yes, that's what it is, 15%. And if you hold assets like stocks, I think after a longer holding period of 5 years or so, you get tax exempt. Oh, might also be interesting to know. But for a day trader, yeah, well, I hold merely for 5 minutes, you know, so let alone 5 years. Anka stood up for me on Twitter. There was some bozo attacking my stop loss management, so thank you very much. So, Alexander from Germany. Moin Andi, darf man fragen, wohin du ausgewandert bist? Grüße aus dem Saarland. Andi, where did you go to? Where did you how's the right word? Where did you leave the country to? I live in the Czech Republic, in the capital of Prague. DAX looks like it might want to break. It's teasing me. I'm waiting for the school run. Aggressive school run would already trigger a sell short here. I just, that trades back into the range. Aggressive school run clearly has triggered. Trading below the overnight range. Let's see here. Trading below previous cash high, overnight high, cash close, overnight mid, overnight low. Sorry, 20 points in profit. Okay. We're already making the second leg in a downtrend on the 1 minute. Pretty damn evident. See if I can get in on a retracement. Stand by. Selling short the DAX. Selling short the DAX. On a retracement, hoping for continuation down. $24,630. Stop loss initially 24,710. Okay. This will be the school run signal bar. I think we might get away with putting stop loss above that one. 35 seconds. A moving stop loss to 24,686. Risking merely 56 points. Okay. So how far can that go? Here is some, this little shitter here could offer some support. Be aware of that. Do I want to add on the on the school run. Should we get triggered? Yes, most certainly. Putting in an order to sell short the DAX on a school run. Okay. I hope Marian is right that the French news is really bad and that the DAX gets spooked by it, and the bilateral relations between Germany and France are in danger. The trade balance is not so good. And the Germans go, nein, nein, das ist nicht gut, das ist nicht gut. Wir müssen verkaufen. Okay. Let's see in terms of a retracement. What would we accept here? I don't see anything here. What happened? Probably it took over the... got it. Give me levels, man. I need levels. Levels. So yeah, so school run short hasn't triggered, and I moved stop loss above the signal bar here from the open position. But it's also above a 61.8% retracement. And we can assume that if we go back up here, this will likely not continue so fast. So, okay. So happy with the stop loss placement. Again, the reason why I bought, I saw this on the 1 minute, one leg, pullback, second leg. So now we're again in a pullback, hoping for a third leg. So as soon as we retraced here a little bit, I sold, because after we were just printing consecutive bear bars. It's better show some weakness soon. Ugh. So again, but we have to see the whole move. And today can as well be a range bound day, since yesterday was a trend day. Nothing unheard of. So yeah, we have to start up here, and from that perspective we retraced a mere almost a 38.2% retracement, which is a common fib ratio. 50%, 61.8%, all still conceivable, but of course the odds that we're now trading back into the range and stay range bound are increasing. So this candle is almost completely, that breakdown candle almost completely bought up. That is completely bought up. Does that still look like a downtrend to you? In theory, we're making still lower highs and lower lows. If that stays a lower high, otherwise the stop loss is in place. Anka just made me aware that here is some EMA for our support here around 600. Careful to add there, if we ever get there. It's probably low of the day in the DAX, Eni says. Yeah, you might be right, my friend. Risking 56 points. Currently 33 offside. Not looking good for me. This will just stop me out soon. Moved stop loss a couple points down above bar number 8, risking only 45.9. I did the espresso at double the stake size, so I got 20 times 2 is 40. Should update that. Yeah. Oh, it stopped me out already. There you go. So let's switch on transaction history. See, where is that now? Here. No. There. Yes. Shall I flip long? Fact is, DAX closed well below on a very bearish 15-minute bar, closed at its low, below the overnight range. Probably really found support there. Now it's trading back into the range. Now we're basically at the level where the market opened. Will I flip long? Deleting all orders. Will I flip long? I will try in smaller size. Stand by. Buying the DAX here on a school run long in 50% size. Because we might as well don't see continuation. Maybe this is one of those barcode days where you yeah. Let's see. So, long the DAX 24,685.8. 24,604. Okay. So far, so good. Cool. Okay, Enis is agreeing with that trade. Okay, a lot of you guys seem to agree. Johan says they will respond to bad German flash PMI numbers. The candle is printing up to make you liquidity for the short move. Yeah. Nah, the flash PMI seem to have rather had the opposite effect. Please don't buy DAX long, you will jinx my longs, Andy, trading therapist says. Sorry about that. Okay. Do I really want to be so aggressive on a day like this? High of the day so far is coming in at 24,722. Currently trading at 716. So that's an immediate target. Also where we can see a double top. I'm contemplating just taking my 30 points or something and closing this point, but also gap closes on the table, and when that is the case, certainly overnight high, yesterday's overnight high, yesterday's session high was 897 up here. Here. So we just, for all intents and purposes, made a new high. Shall we call that we close the gap? 5 points away, close is close enough. I move stop loss to break even and let this run. I've set a very ambitious target here on yesterday's session high. Let's see. If you want your 40-50 points, consider closing here. Maybe wait for the gap close, but for all intents and purposes this might have closed the gap. This can be a micro double top, higher high double top. Yeah, so the that you see some sort of retracement here is not unheard of. A safer stop loss would be below the candle, and if you bet that indeed this was the low of the day, stop loss needs to be down here. Yeah. So if you guys give me exceptionally great feedback, but if you are critical, it's usually my stop loss management. Well, I guess I have to live with that. So, shall we add a tiny little bit? Adding tiny little bit. That's out of principle. I don't post that in Telegram. It's just so take some questions. Guten Morgen. When you add, do you add when you have X points? If yes, do you have a way to calculate how many they should be? Secondly, do you move stop to keep risk the same? Merci, Duncan, and thank you. Okay. Thanks for trying in German. Let me wrote something up the other day. So about my stop loss management. So I get it, guys. You see me sometimes move my stop loss, and some of you ask, "Hey, Andy, why do you move stop loss?" Then, like at all. So there's some of you guys who want to really trade in this really rigid parameters, where it's either stop loss or take profit. There's nothing wrong with that. I prefer to reduce my risk early. So I move stop loss to break even. And then some of you guys ask, "Hey Andy, why do you move stop loss to break even?" Some of you, then yesterday I was 250% short the Dow and got stopped out, unfortunately, after it looked very good. And then some of you guys were, "Hey Andy, why didn't you move stop loss to break even?" Or what I also often get, "Hey Andy, why did you move stop loss to break even only to take X points when you just risk Y points?" So you see where this is going. I can't please you all. So the basics, right? Early break-even moves are there to protect against immediate trade failure after entry. Okay, that can happen. Yeah? But once a trade expands significantly, I often give it room because I'm trying to catch a larger trend move rather than scalp fixed targets. That was yesterday in the Dow. I wanted to give it a little bit room to breathe, right? Because 130, 150 points or whatever in the Dow these days is nothing, right? The downside is obvious. Large unrealized profits, they can come all the way back. That's the trade-off. Yeah? So the details, not every trade is managed with the same objective. Yeah? Sometimes I'm trading for expansion. Sometimes I'm scalping around weaker structure while still showcasing the setup live here on stream. Yeah? People also seem to underestimate how dramatically win rate changes when targets are smaller. Yeah? So, Andy, if you have an 80-point stop loss, why do you only why you take profit already at plus 20? Because the probability that you get 20 points is so much larger than you getting 80 points. I understand that. So also, if market structure and price action do not fully support holding for a large move, I may reduce risk aggressively or take the scalp instead of forcing a runner. It's not elegant, it's just practical. Finally, live streaming changes the equation quite a bit. If I managed every trade in the most conservative and statistically optimal way possible, there would sometimes be hours of pure commentary and almost no action. Now you want me to just comment the market for 90 minutes? I think that would be boring. And you would also then say, hey Andy, why don't you trade? So I'm trying to do also a balancing act here, giving trades enough room, protecting capital, and actually showing you guys real execution in a live environment. So I hope that makes sense. That's why that's why I move my stop loss, how I move it. I don't know. I obviously I took a couple notes. I read those notes to you so I don't forget anything. But that's most of your more critical questions. They seem to revolve around my trade management, specifically my stop loss management. So when do I add? So I personally, this year I wouldn't call an add-on. This is just like the tiniest size possible. This is just the habit of adding at a place where I would have considered getting out. Why would I have considered getting out here? Yeah, well, we made a new high, we closed the gap. DAX closed yesterday here at 24,737. This is a magnet. Magnet often can act as support or resistance. So you often see that that's also a target. So a lot of bulls might take profit here. We yesterday had a significant trend day. So to see to get a trend day today would be very rare, albeit not impossible. Yeah. So the odds of us actually seeing a range-bound market for the rest of the day are still, to my understanding, are still very high. That gap close was realistic. That was on the table. Consider the gap closed already 7 points away. I believe we can also, if we if we trade higher, can certainly see a rotation to the overnight range top here, that area. That would already be 50, 70 points higher. And this up here, well, let's say that's very ambitious, right? So that's why I moved stop loss to break even. Adding, I add sometimes as an antidote when I have the urge to close the trade, and I want to not really close the trade, but my reptile brain is screaming, Andy, close it, take the profit. It's a reasonable point, structure supports it, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes just put 100% on top, or in this case, a tiny little bit seems to do the trick. So that was the reason why I just did that here. I will not post that in Telegram. Usually when I add 100% on top. You can add, if you are in an uptrend, you can add on a swing low, right? And vice versa. When you're in a downtrend, can act on a pullback on a swing high. Whatever you perceive as such, you can add after a fixed amount of point in profit. You can also trail your stop loss into profit and add basically your buffer, like basically reinvest a little bit of the profits that you locked in. There's many ways to do that. What can I say? I like to add on momentum when I see the bars are moving fast. There's a large expansion. I try to just shoot into it. I just buy or sell at market. So that's how I do it. So we get a retest here. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. So let's assume this is a swing low. I'll just take my tiny add-on here to just demonstrate. So could put the stop loss there. So now can add a little bit more. Just demonstrating here with the principle. So it was a fast moving candle, that was expansion, right? So I just want to let the original position run. I think I will opt for the purpose of this stream, the more achievable target. Yeah. Or even here. So this is me demonstrating with 10 cents a point how I add. So you sound smart if you say, why did you move stop loss to break even? There's no market level there. Most traders are really bad at trading, so sound smart becomes very important. Benefits of moving to break even is you conserve mental capital and you might dare to let it run further. I sound smart. I'm not sure that's in. Is that the lack of English skills, or are you trying to be a little bit hostile there? I don't want to sound like a smartass, if that's what you mean. It's not my intention at all. I don't think that I'm particularly. My wife is pretty smart. I'm not sure if I'm so smart. Wouldn't say entirely stupid either. But smart, I don't know. I don't know, mate. I can only show you the execution. I try to explain that to you to the best of my ability. I try to use actually simple language. Ah, okay. He just said moving stop loss to break even is a valid thing. I'm on your side. Okay, then no offense taken, brother. Thank you. Killefit quasi. Oh, yeah. Now I'm trading too small here. I'm just demonstrating adding. Yeah, so. Yeah, here's a good suggestion. Someone says here, a breakout trader. You have often stop loss to break even. It makes sense because some breakouts fail, right? Lass dich nicht ärgern. Hi Andy, wife always outsmarts the husband. That's true. And if you say otherwise, you are a liar or never been married for a longer period of time. So, okay. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I will take profit here, closing all. Oh, but Andy, why did you close already? Because I want to finish. You can leave that running. Manage that however you please. But I am closing here. So, with regards to profit and loss status, where did my screenshot go? All right. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Small win for this morning. Didn't want to be aggressive. I ended up... Nah, I wasn't. I took a 50% position here. Actually didn't expect the market to do that, what it's doing right now. But I'm glad. There you go. It's even going up further. All right, couple more questions and then we wrap this up. What do you say? So, hey Andy, are you German? Please write in English because most of the people here are not capable of speaking German, so I otherwise have to translate. QCUE writes, I will translate that. Hey Andy, you're German. I'm watching a while, but I don't understand your strategy. First by negative, first by positive is clear, but the school run espresso is a mystery to me. I would love to learn trading in earnest. What can you recommend? Are you offering a one-on-one coaching? Dennis. So, well, I believe that don't underestimate the educational value of what Tom is doing. And to a little extent also my humble contributions, and now DAX is shooting up further, bloody hell. Okay. Also, yesterday was a trend day, today is a trend day, it's not so conceivable, right? Yeah, but... Okay, I hope you didn't close. Anyway, so, yeah. A good start probably is to learn proper price action. This gentleman here, Al Brooks, is a very good starting point. So Al Brooks works on price action. Something I would recommend. Then on trading psychology, you can read, of course, Best Loser Wins from Tom. Right. So also because it's not really trading related, not discussing setup there. Further, I would say Mark Douglas, always a great read. Then the works of Dr. Steve Ward. And also a lot of them, they certainly give seminars and have given talks and things like that, and you find a lot of that on YouTube, right? So also I'm showing here. So far I'm doing that every Wednesday now, a little bit on a holiday schedule. Time a little bit more often, showing you the execution of how I do it. Most of the time Tom is doing that. It's his channel, I'm just a guest, right? So you can also, tons of material. Tom also on his website you will find a resource channel. In fact, let's go there together. So can go to tradertom.com, click on live trading, and you see here, for example, the resource channel. So you click on that, and that will take you to a Telegram group. This is full of documents and resources, for example, also about the school run. Tom hasn't written a document about the espresso yet. However, I believe in my very first stream here, all the recordings are on YouTube, I talked you through, also through my interpretation, but it's not official, it's just how I do it. So hope that helps. I think generally you have to understand there's Mark Douglas, he described 3 phases that the trader goes through, right, in his development: mechanical, discretionary, intuitively. So the setups like the school run, the first bar positive, first bar negative, 8-ball, teenager, espresso, they are all breakout trades over a certain time interval, right? Sometimes in inverse breakouts. but they're breakout trades and they happen at a specific time. So that's very, very helpful to, they have a mechanical entry method, and you can also time a little bit your day around that, right? Because they occur at specific points in time. I think that's very cool. But it's a big but. There are no exit rules, right? There are no trade management rules. Those are entry techniques. The management of the trade and the exit, actually the hardest is the exit. That's up to you, and that's something that is to be decided discretionary, right? So today, if I had really thought it possible to see this, I wouldn't have taken that trade in 50%. I would have traded that in larger size. So I was just thinking we would trade back into the range, to be honest. But hey, that's the thing. But that was a discretionary decision. Know what I'm saying, right? Also to exit here. Well, there seems to have been some area of resistance where we just shot through. We probably will end up here. So, but you know, making 100 points or so in the DAX is really, if you get 100 pointer, I'm not unhappy with that. But FOMO is real, you know, when you look at that. Anyway, let's take some more questions. Hey Andi, would you be so kind to describe shortly the way you set the levels for the espresso? Okay. I can refer you as many times to the first video I ever met here, right? You will always want me to explain it again, right? So let's do that right now. Brief explanation of the espresso technique by Tom Hougaard. Tom has developed the espresso. So, and this is just me, you know. I don't want to put words into Tom's mouth. I don't want to misrepresent. That's my interpretation. Yeah. So it's not an official document released by Tom. I'm just using here his PowerPoint template. That's something that I have written up. So take that with a grain of salt here. Okay. So it's my understanding that Tom has developed the espresso technique to have something that gets him on a move early. What do I mean by that? So if you expect a trend day or where the market will make a larger move, wherever you might think that, why wouldn't you want to be in as soon as possible, like directly from the open? Yeah? By the time the school run has concluded, it's already half an hour. And when you have one of those trend days that start down here and end up here, yeah, in half an hour, market might have already moved significantly. So Tom developed that as a tool to get in early. However, that's just me, you know, I use it to scalp early momentum. Because at the open, the espresso is something that with which you trade the open of a market where you have initial volatility spikes, fast movers. I want to capture something of that, right? Originally, Tom developed that for the FTSE. On Tom's chart, the market opens at 8 UK time. However, my charts are on Berlin time, you know, Frankfurt time. The DAX is sitting in Frankfurt. So, yeah, Tom's 8 a.m. UK time is my 9 a.m. Central European summertime. Okay, just so to say. I trade the DAX, the espresso in the DAX and in the Dow Jones. Yeah, In the Dow Jones, I use the 10-minute bar that concludes at the open of the Dow Jones. That would be at 3:30 p.m. Yeah, so the 10-minute bar from 3:20 to 3:30 p.m. Central European Time. And in the DAX, I use the 5-minute bar from 8:55 to 9. So why the 5-minute bar? Because the Deutsche Börse changed the opening auction from, guess what, 8:55 opening auction from 8:55 to 9 a.m. So I believe that to be significant. And also, guys, I haven't backtested that. Why didn't I backtest that? Because I only have the possibility to look at static charts. I don't have a tool that allows me to see the bars moving. You know, if you use a 40-point stop loss in the DAX, you can't see on a static chart, if you look back, whether you would have been stopped out or not, if that makes sense, right? So I could only forward test that, and that's the caveat. So how to trade it in the DAX? I bracket the 5-minute bar from 8:55 to 9, yeah, where 9 is the Frankfurt cash market open. I use an offset of 17 points, 18 points, it's just this fine tuning. So, and just before, right before the open, I mean, you have seen it, right? Place a buy order and a sell order. So I use a fixed stop loss of 40 points, manage discretionary, flip optional. Today I opted for a static take profit of 20 points. So, okay, that's the espresso. CJ says it's really helpful for me to see other people lose in trading, like yesterday, so I know I'm not the only one. It helps with my expectations. You told someone yesterday that, sir, is not the way to address you. What about eure Durchlaut? Cheers from Denmark. Eure Durchlaut. You're cracking me up, brother. Eure Durchlaut. Well, yeah. So if you go to social media, then your average fake guru never loses, right? Only wins all the time, right? Payout here, payout there, Lambo here, Ferrari there, Dubai, skyline, laptop on the beach. Yeah. No, real traders lose. Real traders have losing streaks, and sometimes you lose big. Yesterday, not a single goddamn trade worked out for me in the US session. And you saw that live on camera, and how I tried to keep my composure, took your questions, and not act out my impulsive desire to run after the market, which would have been actually a great idea, but yeah. So you saw me going through all of that, and believe me, even the most elite traders, they have losing days. They also have big losing days. I mean, and they're not sitting there like robots, right? The emotions, they will never go away. You can be the greatest hotshot hedge fund manager in the world or whatever, you know. There are emotions, and you need to manage them, acknowledge them, hopefully not act them out. That's the most important. The idea that you just sit there like a robot and not feel anything anymore, yeah. Probably if you don't feel anything, your size is too small, or you trade a demo account. So you should feel at least something. The bigger the size, the more you feel. I guarantee you that. The more you trade live, the more you feel. Cheers. So, Jack Bauer, can I check your initial stop loss? Is it 1 or 2% of your account size or more? Don't worry about my my account size or my stop loss size, but yeah, 1 or 2% of your account size. Not talking about prop firms here. If you trade a prop firm, your account size is your maximum drawdown, right? That's your account size. It's not the 100K FTMO account. It's that 10,000K maximum drawdown. That's your account size. Yeah. So you risk maybe 1 or 2% of that. 1% is conservative. 2% would say a little bit more aggressive. 3% not unheard of. More is wouldn't recommend. Yeah. So if you that being said, if you trade with a broker, and let's say your account is 10,000, you don't need to deposit that 10,000, but you need to have that 10,000, you know, lying around and ready to lose it. Only trade with money that you can afford to lose. But you don't need to deposit 10,000 there. If you risk 1% and you have 200 to 1 leverage like I do, guess what? To meet the margin requirement, maybe should deposit 4 or 5K. So that's it. Call that operating capital. But the nominal account size, 10K, yeah. So if you risk 1%, the stop loss value would be 100 euros. Yeah. So there you have it. If you risk 100 points in the DAX, you can trade at €1 a point. If that makes sense. If you risk 2%, stop loss value 200. All right. I'm a man, I can do whatever my wife wants. Exactly. Oh, excuse me for a second. Somebody at the door. Guys, believe it or not, parcel delivery, I will be with you in a minute. Just hold on. Sorry about that. But that was important. Hope you're still with me. So, just one off, but can you post the stats, please? Which stats? Looks like yesterday. No, guys. Even if you are Austrian or German or whatever, you know, we have to speak English here. So, write me, please, in English. Otherwise, I have to translate it for the benefit of others. The language of this channel is English. What is the Finanzamt? That's the tax authority. You are green for the day. Yes, I am. Important parcel for the wife. Yeah, that might be the case. The wife not here, so I better pick that up. Geil. Transaction history starts showing points tally, etc. Ah, brother. Is that really? Why do you care? I want to. This is educational content. You see the execution, see me win, lose, stats of my trading, what I do outside of this stream. Are my stats. Don't want to mix those two things. I don't believe there's any value in that. Sorry about my dodgy English. Thanks for pointing out my perceived rudeness and giving me a chance to clarify. Now your English sounds very sophisticated, Krista. But no, I think you're exonerated. No, this, how is that called? When you gained your honor back, you are in good standing. So we are good. Hey Andy, if it's story time today, can you tell us how you got in touch with Tom and how you experienced such a blessing with your still relatively young career? Started in 2020. Well, how did I? Yeah, well, I followed Tom and I rode with him back and forth, and I went to that symposium in London. And in London, I also went to karaoke with a couple of guys from the symposium. One took a video of me rapping there some Eminem, and then suddenly that was on the big stage in the symposium, between two talks. Tom put that up there, and since then I'm Karaoke Andy, and yeah, so that's just how it is. What can I say? Tom seems to have taken a liking to me, and we sort of became friends. And now we cooperate a little bit. I'm helping out here. That's that. So rest is history. Now I'm sitting here. It's pretty surreal, to be honest. You know, I traded a little bit live for my own following on Twitter. So, and then you have there maybe 100 people, you know, and if I dare to, okay, right now there's 673, but sometimes they're over 4,000. It's yeah, views 4,081. Yeah, bloody hell. So that's a different size, a different exposure. That's crazy. So AD Samani, hello Andy, myself, I'm a trader and I'm learning. My wife is a doctor and paying expenses right now. You have married well, brother. How do you pay household expenses? By trading? Why do you care how I pay my household expenses? Yeah, but it's the only thing I do right now. So that's that, right? Andy, I'm from UK, living in Denmark. Tell me about tax, 50% on trading. There you go. The 50% is just get out of there, brother. Just run. 50% is just, you know, in Germany, I had a proper career in a German corporation. I did also some freelance consulting work after, and in Germany, you really, the harder you work, the more you get punished, right? So there is a progressive system, and you're very, very fast in the highest tax bracket, and then you have, we're almost at 50%, plus social, plus health, plus Solidaritätszuschlag and whatever. It's just crazy how much money you pay in taxes, right? And back in the day, when German was still prosperous and the economy was growing, that still might have been a great deal because you actually received a lot of benefits and yeah, I'm not sure if that is still such a good deal to take. I'm much happier now, but that's just me personally. Over here. And saving a lot of taxes. Obviously, you have to pay for health insurance, but you can get an international private one, which are cheaper. I'm actually in the Czech public health insurance, and if I told you how little I pay for that, you would probably freak out. Are you trading for a living or do you have any other job or income? I don't have any other job or income. That's the only thing I do. So, if you want to pay me for live streaming, you can. I'm sure when Tom puts up a donations link, you can put there some money, right? Thank you again. Amazing work. You're welcome. Hello Andy, thank you for your time today and for your great explanations how you trade. I enjoyed learning from you and Tom. Keep up the good work. Today I've started a new strategy. As you said yesterday, that less is more in trading. I will only trade for half an hour and half on European and same in US session. Okay, for an hour and a half. Okay. For 90 minutes. I will keep you posted over the weeks to come. Thank you again. You're very welcome. Hope that works for you. Anka said, good work this morning. DAX was generous too. True, more generous than I thought. I just entered short on DAX trade, but I got a 30-point better entry. Is that DCA? You wrote that an hour ago. DCA. What is DCA? Don't know what DCA is. Good morning from South Africa. I've learned a lot from you and Tom. You are an awesome, grumpy old man that has a special place in my heart due to your inspirational trading daily. Just for interest. That was the sugar coating and now comes the sledgehammer. Okay, just for interest. Here in South Africa, our capital gains tax is 40%. So remember, things can always be worse. Thank you for all the hard work you are doing and know you are making positive change in me. Oh, I very much appreciate that. So there was no sledgehammer. Thank you. Hi Andy, I have a question about your way of logging. Do you use a journal to track your trades? Do you write down your behavior? Do you use the live session to review your way of trading? And last of all, do you have things like a day of reckoning, of monthly recap to track your progress? Well, so first of all, the way I do that is pretty simple. So you see I can, this tool allows me, you see my, my entries, my exits, also with those positions on the chart. So I would just take a screenshot here, put that into PowerPoint, and put a large text box there, and I was writing there why I entered that particular trade, why did I exit, how further that would still be going, and so far and so forth. Also, wait. This is actually, it was from a seminar of Steve Ward. This is a trade mind journal. I used to fill that out by hand, but I basically I copied the structure to PowerPoint as well. But basically, it's pretty cool. So you have here an action list, key events, key tasks, mental preparation, how am I feeling, stress level, energy level, mood, what's on my mind from yesterday about the day ahead, the key strengths and qualities I want to bring to my trading today are, the most important things to focus on my trading today are, market observations. So, and then there is a daily evaluation. How well did I trade today? Something that I did well, something that I did not well, some things I learned, an action that I can take to improve, something that I'm grateful for, self-observations. And then there's also a much more in detail weekly, a monthly, quarterly, and yearly review that I do. So the answers are always in your old trades. And just filling that out is not enough. You need to also make screenshots of the charts and annotate that. If you want to do it like I do, it's very extensive work. Yeah, so just to give you an idea. You also mark, you made a great point, people should stick to their own playbook and rules, own sizes and choosing assets. Copy trading is never a good idea. I appreciate you mentioning risk to your audience. This is where everything starts. Risk control. I agree. Jay Murray. Hey Andy, good job. I've been enjoying the diverse of trading styles. Diversity probably. Was it diverse? I was there at the London Symposium. Great event. Do you set alerts so can come back later? Alert for increase in volatility? No, I don't do that. I trade for 90 minutes and then I close the charts and then I do that again for the US session. But that's how I do it. So, sorry I didn't catch where you live. Is it in Germany? This year is Prague, Czech Republic. It's my own home. So, I not forget value-added tax and petrol taxes. So at the end of the day, you end up paying 80% taxes. Yeah. Hello, Andy. I'm myself a trader and learning. My wife always thanks. You're the man, brother. All right. You're the man too. If you have a wife and she's the boss, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. And anybody who's saying otherwise is not married or married for a long time or doesn't have kids. No. So, Gianni says, do you follow the same experimental strategies when not streaming? What do you say, experimental strategies? Do you have other strategies where you take it more seriously? What do take everything I do seriously? I just size down a little bit because believe it or not, like, well, look at that, 4,277 people viewing. This, what are you talking about? Everything you see me doing here, I'm also doing when I'm by myself. I might trade a little bigger. I might be a little bit more aggressive. but when you watch, I trade religiously the espresso and the school run. And other situational analysis entry techniques, but I'm also a price action trader. So seen me, for example, today taking that short position here. That wasn't an espresso, that wasn't a school run. That was me observing this here. One leg down, pull back, second leg down, pull back. I sold short. Guess what? It wasn't a third leg, but from there we reversed back up. So, that entry again here, that was on the school run. So you see, they already demonstrated another way of finding entries. Entries are easy, exits are hard. Andy, do you make a living from trading? Yeah, believe it or not, I do. But you know, my track record is I'm trading for the better part, maybe 6 years. So I don't know what the next years bring. I can't look back on 20, 30 years, right? So there's some traders who had in their careers also not only a losing month, some have even a losing year or something like that. So let's see what will happen, right? Hey Andy, who did you punch? Or is that from Angry Trading? You refer to this? I was just in the gym. There was a punching bag, and I was just punching it a little bit and shaved off a little bit of my skin left and right. So no, I didn't punch anybody. I'm not the smallest guy, 1.91 m. Proper German oak, but I'm not aggressive or punch anybody in the face. Also in the Czech Republic, it's a very safe country here. No, really, I've never experienced here any kind of violence or anything like that. So, Yevhen. Hello Andy, have you tried trading the US markets with popular prop firms? If yes, what was your experience? I lost the challenge. I rather trade with a proper broker. It's the truth. DAX should turn around 700 to continue its choppy pattern. If I'm right, I'm going long. Would be a better idea. If I'm wrong, I'll have a very, very bad morning. Okay. I have a very bad morning. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. So, hi Andy, I want to know your way of stopping your trade and not to trade anymore when you have losing trades on the psychological effect. That is what I'm experiencing at the moment. Not wanting to stop the trade and still want to have profit day. Yeah. So, yeah, yesterday I had a particularly bad day. Right, and I was, what can I say? You all could see that in the US session. Let's put that up here. There it is. So nothing worked out, right? However, those three Dow positions here, they were altogether already like 130 something points in profit, and then that whatever that was, the new spike, and then that whole thing reverted and actually stopped me out, right? So that was painful here. But that one here is interesting. I got a little slip, but that was stopped out for zero. Yeah. I then saw the market sort of reversing, and I pulled the trigger. I bought. It was at best 50 points in profit, but then I realized, okay, yeah, even though I acted there maybe decisively on a possible reversal, there was also a big element of me running after the market, having fear of missing out, being impulsive. So, and impulse control is extremely important. At that point where I realized that was not purely me just trying to flip the switch. I put stop loss to break even. I could have also, the cleaner way would have been to just close. But hey, there was some profit, so I put stop loss to break even. And consequently, I got stopped out. I think there was once a professional poker player whose book I read many years ago, before I even traded. But there was one thing in there that stood out, and that was, don't make things worse. Right? So when you are in a state of mind where you're acting based on emotions, you're running after the market, you have fear of missing out, you try to make your loss back, and that's a very dangerous place to be. You're likely causing damage, and it's hard to accept that you might not recover that damage immediately, right? It will take some time. But the more you try to repair that damage immediately, your mind wants that mental equilibrium, you want to make it back, the more harm you might be doing. And then you might have one of those days where in one day you erase the profits from maybe weeks, maybe even months, So what I have learned is that as soon as you physically remove yourself from the screen, close down your PC, the better off you will be, because you will have less to recover. There will be easier days to make money. Yesterday was one of those days where everything I tried did not work. But I had very good reasons also to sell short the Dow aggressively. There was a large, 200 points, 5-minute bar pointing down, and to hope for continuation is not the worst thing to do. You could argue there was support, you could argue whatever, but I could justify that decision also to add aggressively, and for a while I was right and was significantly in profit. I just thought that would break. So I thought, okay, that will be a big day actually. And then it all turned around. There was that nice news. So anyway, that's majorly important, right? Don't let one day erase weeks of your earnings. Somebody who tries to make a humble living from trading, let that be a lesson. So, Andy, do you have a max daily loss setup where you start the day? I know that Tom has not. I thought about it a lot, although I see a real guardrail. I'm not really a big fan. I wanted to get the point of view of another trader. Many thanks. That's more okay, that's a question that you can answer as a risk manager, and you can also answer philosophically. So, should you trade the market or should you trade your P&L, right? No, you should approach every trade individually, and not trade your P&L. But guess what? The risk manager will say, yeah, but you also need to survive to trade another day. So I will say this: I don't have these rigid rules. My trading time is limited to 90 minutes. if I have a position open after that, it's okay. If it's a runner, stop loss at break even or stop loss is set, I can live with that, but I will not open any more positions after that. So during that time, most of my setups are mechanical setups. So when there's only one screw run, but yeah, you can flip, you can add, and so suddenly there can be many trades involved. Some discretionary entries based on price action. Yeah, but I don't have those rigid rules for myself that I say, okay, I have a loss limit of $5,000 or 5 losers in a row or whatever you put there. But however, it can be a valuable tool to you to have that. But then you may find out that you break your rules anyway, because that reptile brain sits directly at your neocortex, and whatever sticky notes you put on your screen will likely not work. So my philosophy, and I don't say risk management here, I say philosophy is that if I have a good reason for an entry, I'm okay with the outcome. Yeah, I'm okay with the outcome. So there was yesterday exactly the point where I flipped long, and that would have been the right decision, but I quickly moved stop loss to break even, or I should have even closed that trade because I felt like, okay, that was also me being impulsive, and I don't want to run after the market or act out of fear of missing out. That's not a good reason to be in the market. Yeah, so that's how I see it. It can make a lot of sense to put a maximum daily loss limit. Just whatever helps. Just don't let one day erase days and days of profits. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. Otta, hello Andy, may I ask if you remember where was your turning point? I mean, before, were you struggling and then something happened? I'm still waiting for this turning point. No, it was more a gradual process. At first I traded much too big size and also lost a lot. Then I was like, no, that can't go on like that. Then I sized down, and it all started when I personally I have a well-functioning bullshit barometer. When I listened to Tom and looked into trading psychology and really worked on that, right? So there was this symposium in London where became Karaoke Andi. There was also Steve Ward, and he was there in his capacity as a trading psychologist, and he was talking to the audience, and he asked the audience, just in your estimate, managing your emotions and all the things that we put under the umbrella term of trading psychology, how much does that contribute to your success as a trader? What do you think? And then the audience, they just gave a ballpark, and the audience agreed on 70%. And it was interesting. It was not Steve Ward saying psychology is 70% important or 70% of the success. It was the audience putting that there in that ballpark of around 70%. So, and then he asked something very, 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 very cool. He said, okay, so, and how much time are you actually spending on working on your trading psychology? And there was silence, because everybody just wants to have learn entry techniques with 90% win rate and the new model and this and that. It's all about entry techniques, win rates, strategies. Yeah. And nobody really wants to work on what obviously plays a big part in one's trading success. So I just decided guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I know enough technical analysis now. I refuse to learn more. Look at my charts. My charts are empty. You see me using the fib tool. Sometimes I draw a line. That's basically it. So and when you write me EMA and volume analysis and whatever, very nice. But that doesn't really. It's all valid, right? But I rather wanted to maybe analyze after I finished this session. Why did I close here? Was there a technical reason for that? Because I also on stream, I remember I mentioned we could rotate back up here. Would have that been a better target? I was talking about this level here. Would that have been a better target? Right. So that's the that's much more important to me than technical analysis. Sergey SRJ, hi Andy, thanks for streaming. I didn't know you can trade with 0.1 size. I thought it was 0.5 for TD365. Is that new? Yeah. So TD365 always belonged to Trade Nation, and now they put that under the umbrella. So TD365 customers were now moved to Trade Nation, like I was, and I just recently I found out because I was scaling out of a trade. I was like, fuck! If I cut that in half, that will be below the minimum size, so that will close the whole position, and it didn't. And I was like, oh, how far can that go? So now you can obviously trade very small size, which is cool. Yeah. Serhi, how often you see a trend and it's going 1+ hours, everything looks great, you buy long or short, and exactly the same moment trend simply flips. Murphy's Law, huh? Except Tom's book, which other ones would you say it's a must read for successful trading? Hey, learn all you can about trading psychology. Mark Douglas, Dr. Steve Ward, very good, very good. Price action, I mean, if you study L. Brooks, you're set. You don't need to know more. Thanks for spending time answering, sharing your experience. You're very welcome. TH, don't be bothered by all these know-it-all backseat traders. Nah, it's okay. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. As long as they agree with me at the end of the day. This is not a democracy, ladies and gentlemen. Can't believe I said that. Yeah. Okay. The old guy. You should start a YouTube channel. I can see you have a skill at explaining and teaching. Yeah, well, you have me here. Thank you very much. Chupacabra, is it possible to share the PowerPoint, please? Thank you very much for streaming. The PowerPoint of how I journal? Well, you know, I said I copied in there the structure of this. I'm not sure if they don't want to run into copyright issues, but I can maybe think of writing something up. If you want to have some sort of template, I think that is, I will not overstep there. Hey Andy, what are those kits behind? That looks interesting. I mean, that there, those are arcade machines, my friend. And this one there, I built myself out of plywood. Michael Dudek, just a purely technical question. Is the place where we can post questions during... Why is everybody talking about where they can post questions? So, I believe that is something that I should probably say at the beginning. So, I'm a mere guest here. This is Tom's channel. So, The policy of Tom Hougaard is that there is, there is this Trader Tom Live Day Trading Telegram channel. Comments are switched off, reactions are switched off. There is streaming to YouTube. Yeah. Chat is switched off, comments are switched off. Right? So everybody's asking, where can I place comments officially? There is no place. I don't want to assume what Tom's reasoning is behind this. I suspect he doesn't want to deal with scammers, people trying to sell you something, impersonate others, and things like that. So comments are switched off. So the only way that you can contact Tom or me for that reason, for that matter, is via direct message. Yeah, that makes sense. So there is no chat. Yeah. All right. So Prius stay high, you can take some of it. You close it, I don't like it. Sorry, I was thinking that 100 points in the DAX is good. We are at resistance here, but I was more in that move. So Stefano, maybe you should make an FAQ. You're answering the same questions every day. Your patience is admirable. Yeah, I should make an FAQ. It's not my channel. I wouldn't know how to make an FAQ here. But that would be a very good idea. Yeah. Patience. Marianne is still sending me French releases. So tax exempt is 3 years. Okay, Martin. Okay, I guess that's it. Now one more. They will respond to, but putting yourself on display, good and bad, is a good learning experience for us as well as yourself. Stacy Burke trading is an honorable mentioning when it comes to learn structure and template. I can't praise it too much. Combined with Tom's fearful attitude does wonders to your trading. Wait a second. Stacy Burke. I'm not familiar with Stacy Burke, but this gentleman Johan here recommends her material. So just reading that, I haven't looked into that. But he certainly can't praise it enough. So combined with Tom's fearful attitude, Tom, I think, is not fearful. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. Or you mean probably with managing fear or whatever. But Tom is not fearful. Fearless. There you go. Yeah. Right. Anyway, free info on YouTube. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies always first. That's me done. I hope you enjoyed it. Got something out of it. We made a couple points. That's important. So, is that a Secret Labs chair? Yes, it is. But I will stop streaming now. Was an honor and pleasure trading with you. Karaoke Andy out.